Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Alps Panorama at the Northern Sea here in Farming Simulator 19. Thing I actually wanted to have a look at. We've got 70,000 litres of slurry. So I can get one load of slurry on here. I've actually got enough because we take 25,000. So we've got 2 full loads of slurry and then a little bit more besides. So if I take you and back you out round like this, I can load this one up a minute. Like that. Start. And I'll get this one loaded up with slurry and I'll drive it back over into the field. I don't know if we're still going to be able to cultivate with the cold weather. It may not let us cultivate now that the weather has gone below freezing. Sometimes, like, I did do a little bit, I think it was in the Dowland farm, one in FS19. Ploughing, I don't know about cultivating, but ploughing definitely was slowed right down. Temperature-wise, with it being below freezing, it just slowed everything down. I've done some work in the snow, some ploughing work in the snow in the Black Mountain time-lapse series. However, it must be noted that that particular series, When I did that at the time, it was above freezing. The ground temperature was above freezing, which makes a difference. Now, I get to here, like this, so back it up a little bit like that. And I go to, where do I want to go? I want to right-click like that. And then I want to click here, current waypoint. Next closest waypoint. Should be alright, so long as it's not going to try and do anything stupid, like go up across the field. Nope, it's going to keep going round. That's good. Going to keep going round, and it's working. Despite the freezing conditions, it is actually able to cultivate. It's ploughing that it doesn't like doing in freezing conditions, or it didn't used to. It would go really, really super slow with ploughing, which I actually quite liked. I thought it was quite a realistic thing, because it's much more difficult to plough frozen ground. Whereas if you've already ploughed and then you get frost, you can still go over it with a cultivator. Because the ground is still actually loose, so the cultivator is still pulling through it. Some conditions of frost actually causes the clods of earth to shatter more easily. Some conditions it doesn't cultivate as well. It really does depend on a number of different factors, and as I'm not an expert on that subject, I'm going to refrain from saying what those factors are. But that's working well there. So we'll leave him go. And we're going to head over this way to you. You're going to be my first port of call. And I'm going to go and I'm going to get a load of this. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do that first. I'm going to leave him there. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to go over here to this one. And I'm going to, while I've got the bale spike on, because I don't need to go and put more material in there just yet. Although we could... Actually, is there a way to look at the mod? Have I got a menu that I can go... I can't see it here. Is there a menu I can look at to see what the quantities are in those from anywhere else on the map? Or am I only... Like, if I press escape here, is it going to show up anywhere? If I run down through here with storage, maybe? No, that's just prices in there. It doesn't give me any kind of storage on it. That's a bit of a shame. I was hoping to be able to see how much I got, but it doesn't look like that's going to be an option. Right, never mind. I'm going to go and get a bale of straw a minute. Not straw, hay. I'm going to get a bale of hay a minute. I'm going to do it like this. I'm just going to go and grab a bale like that. And then I'm going to drive this round, and I'm going to drop it in for the horses and let them have a little bit. Ooh, problem. I've got a trailer in the way. Right, well, what I will do then is... no, I'm not going to... I was just thinking what I would do is I'll just pull the trailer out of the way with this one and put it somewhere else. But I'm not actually going to do that. I'm going to leave it where it is. I'll just drive up from the bottom end. And I'll drop this one into the horses a second, and then we will go round and drop the remainder of the bale into the mixed feeder over there. I don't know how much I've got at the moment in the mixed feeder. Right, that will have filled up the horse's trough. There, so we've got just 4,000 litres left on this one. And I can bring that back around. I've got loads of hay and I've got loads of straw left in the mixed feeder. I've used up all of the silage that I brought over. So there's 180,000 litres of silage that I brought over that I have now used up. Which means I could probably do the same. I go and get a whole load more pretty quickly. I've got available at the moment 270,000 litres of mixed feed. I think that's going to keep me going for a day or two, so I don't need to worry too much about the mixed feed. The bale spike, however, given that that is something that I'm going to be using over here for the time being, I'm going to leave that one there. And then I will go and get the bucket, and I will do the chickens. And the pigs' water should now be in place. So once we've got all the animals fed, our next big task is to actually hook up that animal trailer right there. Take that one, and we will go and start doing some work with that one. I've got that small trailer for the truck down there. And I'm actually thinking about selling that one back, and we'll get a different trailer for the truck. So one that's slightly bigger, so that we can use that one for selling grain in the market. And then we won't really be using that one out in the... we might be using that one out in the field. I'm still trying to decide. What I'm seriously considering doing is... What is going on here with this thing? Oh, it's... I need to lift it up a bit. And then like that. There. That's what I want to do. What I'm seriously considering doing with that one is, instead of using a tractor out in the field, like I said that I might do, is have an overloader, an overload from... No, not an overloader. Park it on the side of the field and have the combine go directly to that one over there, to the truck and whatever trailer I've got, and unload directly into that one. It is something that works. As far as I know, that is the best mode at the moment that they've got, although they have now been doing some work on some other stuff as well. So there is hope that some of the other modes may end up working properly. We just have to... It's kind of a wait-and-see type situation, that is. Now, how are we doing with our slurry? I can see the thingy moving over there. He's not doing... Oh, now he's moving. I want to just go over and check him a second. What's he doing? Oh, he's now working on the straight lines. He's now just started working on the land work on the field. But I've got the... I'm not doing it in stripes. So he's got to turn right round on himself. Whether or not he's going to be able to cope with this, I don't know. Let's see. He's got to have to come right the way down to the end of the field here before he can turn round, because of the width of this next run. He's not very good at turning around on the end of the row, is he? Like, he's trying to turn there, but he's just jackknifing the tractor, so he's not getting the width on it that he needs to get. Is he going to come round and get up to a set point and then reverse? He is going to reverse back. Okay, that's good. That at least is a good sign. There we go. Gone all the way back, and he's away. So he is able to cope with doing it like that. I did wonder if he'd be able to do it very well, and he's answered my question. He's doing a wonderful job. Right, I want to go back over to... Not you. I should have gone the other way. There. I want to go over to you. So I've got some barley in here. We'll go and dump that in for the chickens, and we'll bring the remainder back over here. We'll then get a little bit of oats in here as well. It's going to be about the last of the oats that we're going to use up for the horses. So I did say before, but I'll say again, do you want me to stop doing the horses? I've now got people's names being put at the end of every episode. You're getting a nice big list of names that turn up at the end of the episode in not only this series, but a few others as well. Just the ones where I don't tend to use the names very often, apart from World of Warcraft. I know I don't use the names very often in the World of Warcraft series. However, I am working my way through them, and I decided not to add the big long list at the end in that series just for reasons. Why am I using so... Oh, winter, of course. Winter, you do end up using more, don't you? I can go and get another full bucket to put in there. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to go and turn the water on here. Like that. It's already done. That's this. Needing quite a bit of water. The other thing that I want to do, I suppose I could fill them up with food first and then go through and sell all the males. I've got several males here that I can sell for the $5 that it costs us to Rhode Island Red. Oh, $6 to buy a Rhode Island Red. It doesn't seem like this is a very profitable business, really. I got $6 on some of these. Most of them are $5. But any males in here, we want to get rid of them. So it's just selling males, and then some of the older females as well. But before I go and sell anything and get rid of them, I'm going to go and get some more grain. Although, what I'm thinking is, I'm not going to worry about doing chickens for meat. It takes so long to go through and get rid of the chickens that, honestly, I don't think it's actually, like, and also for the return on it. 10 chickens can get you $50. It's not worth the returns. It just isn't worth it. So it'd be better if we just focused on egg production on these, I think, rather than worrying about anything else. It seems that seasons does take away the money with the chickens. Because you've got to handle each creature individually in the UI, like all of the other animals, they're reasonably easy to deal with. But with chickens, considering the returns on them with, at least when you're dealing with meat animals, it just doesn't seem worth it. You look at the UI for it, and if I look into here now, I've got almost 4,000 litres in there. I go into here, and I want to start going through and finding any males to start with, and I think we'll just allow these to build up. So this is a hybrid for both eggs and meat. Requires an amount of food between that of its laying and meat counterparts. The white leghorns over here, eggs. This breed requires less feed than any of the others, and they produce lots of eggs. They might be the ones to go for, if we really think about it. Although I like Rhode Island Reds. I've kept these, personally, at home several years ago now, but I did used to keep them, and I liked my Rhode Island Reds. It was the colour of them was absolutely gorgeous. It was really, really deep, dark, sort of brownish red colour to their feathers, and it was absolutely fantastic. They did look really, really nice. As chickens go, they looked absolutely fantastic. And the rooster in particular, I always thought looked really magnificent. You get different chickens that they also, you very often you'll find roosters. They just look these scrawny, scraggly things that stick out this sort of fake chest. Whereas the Rhode Island Red rooster that I had was just this huge, great, big monster of a chicken. That dude did not need to puff his chest out anywhere. That was unnecessary. It was not required. The puffing of chests was a complete and total waste of time for him. He just intimidated with sheer solid size. The thing was built like a tank. It was massive. The dogs, the cats on the place that we had, all other animals treated the rooster with the utmost of respect at all times. There was never any point that they went anywhere near the rooster. He didn't look anything like that rooster. It was kind of a slightly more red colour than that. Like it was like the red there on his feathers, I guess. And then the head, really thick, dark red wattles like this. It looked really good. And he was big. He was really big. So we had a couple of dogs. We had cats around as well. Nothing. We had goats. There were all sorts of animals. We had a small holding. So we had goats, we had sheep, we had geese as well. Although the geese were a bit temperamental and teasy, and they wouldn't back down from the rooster. So the rooster and the gander in particular would fight. And it was, you're never quite sure who won, because they'd battle for a little bit, and then they'd back off, and each would sort of go their separate ways, as though nothing had actually happened. And so you weren't quite sure what they were doing. They were just sizing each other up, I think. And you'd think that, well, the rooster might win, because he's got his great talons underneath, whereas a goose doesn't have such things. However, the gander that we had did once kill a fox. So it's sort of 50-50 as far as things are concerned with the gander versus the rooster, because I don't think, despite the rooster being such an all-powerful beast and all other animals living in fear of it apart from the gander, I don't think he'd have been able to take on a fox. The gander did. The gander actually killed a fox. We came home one day and there's a big pile of feathers in the field. We thought, oh no, this is no good. The gander has gone and had the fox has gone and had the goose or the gander, taken it out, and that's the end of it. There's nothing else that we can do. Nope, nothing like that, ladies and gentlemen. The pile of blood and feathers in the corner was actually a pile of feathers over the corpse of the fox. The gander had taken care of it. Okay, so I've removed 110 male chicks from this lot. I'm now going to confirm and sell, and we get $639. It's not too bad, I suppose. 639 from that little lot. That's not too bad. Probably could be a bit better than that. Right. I'm going to go straight over and I'm going to refill this one. I like that we can do this. This is pretty cool. Okay, so I say stop driver right there. I'm going to get rid of that. I could go and... right, he's right down... Why does he have to come right down the end of the field down here before he stops? I could make another course going up here and reloading, but honestly, I can't be bothered, and it's just... I think it's just as quick to do it like this. So we will just leave it like this. We will run up here, manually do it ourselves, run in, and you know what? I better just fold that up as I come in around here so that I can get in close enough to load up. I'll go in there like that. So I've got 25,000 litre space in here. We've got 44,000. So I can do a full load, and then I've got one part load that I can take after this, unless we're able to fast forward time a bit more before we get to that. The chickens... I've actually now dealt with. Right, they're now full. We've lost a few chickens as well, so they're going to take a little while to get through some of this. Horses... Oh, I meant to do the oats. I completely forgot to do the oats. And they're just about out of straw as well, so we want to do that. And then in here, I've got water, cleanliness, total mixed ration, stuff like that to deal with the cows. I can actually start fast-forwarding time a little bit, which should give us a little tiny bit more... slurry available then we can start using for this bad boy. I'll do that in a minute though. No, actually I can do that now. We'll take it up to 15 times speed like that. I think that'll be alright. And I'll bring you in over here. And I will go to that point right there. And I'll get to just there like that. And drive course. Next closest waypoint is where I want to start. And he's away. Right, that one is going to do that without any problems at all. I'm going to go this way. There we go. That's why I haven't done the horses yet, because I was still doing the chickens. I will go and tip this lot out, and then we'll grab the last remaining oats that we've got. The chickens have already got a bit of dirtiness in the pen over there, which is not quite so good. I should go and get that, and I'll deal with that later. I'm not going to worry about it now, because I can't tip it straight out for the chickens, because their thing is full. So I'm not going to be able to tip it back in for them. So let's get some oats in for the horse. This is the last of the oats. Not going to have any more. Put that under there. And there, 1,792. That is all of the oats. I suspect this will all tip in for the horses. After this, we will not have oats available for the horses. I need to level this part of the yard out. I've done some leveling work there, but I need to level the rest out, I think. Smooth it off properly. I think it went like that when I opened up, bought the other pig pen. Let's tip you out there. Oh. Okay. I was able to save a little bit back. 683 litres, so we haven't used all that much in the way of the oats just yet. I have got a little bit left over. I run that back down here. If I tip that here, is that going to go into a separate store, or is that going to be classed as being part of the entire farm store? There's only one way to find out. We tip it in there, and then we go in here and we have a look. 682. That is total capacity in there. And I don't have anything extra in there at the moment, but I don't know if I put more stuff in there later. I did buy the right one, didn't I? I think, yeah, I'm sure. I'm positive I bought the right one. Water is now... Is it? Yes, it is. The water is installed right there. You can see, I can see the installation thing. Water is now installed, so I don't need to worry about that. I've got other things dealt with elsewhere. Silage is the only thing left to go into the mixed feeder, although I've got 250,000 litres of mixed feed in there, so I'm not going to have to worry about that in the slightest. I will grab you. I'm not going... Actually, yes, I am. I'm going to go and take this load first. Then when I've taken this load, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that other trailer, and I'm going to use that one to go and clean up the silage down the front of the the cows. So that then, that will all be taken care of. So we can load you up, 270,000 litres into there. I can use that trailer there, pick up the silage, and I can bring that back over here and I can dump it in here. I could even go and get the milling machine on the front of the thing, and I could load up a bit extra silage and put it into here as well. And that will just, like, keep everything ticking over quite nicely. The only thing left, really, after that... Well, one consideration that I need to have is how I'm going to clean up the pigs. Like, am I just going to do that with the bucket the same as I do with the chickens? Because I got to be honest with you, I don't really want to do that. Like, going along and scraping it up with the bucket every time, it gets tedious. I'd rather have other options if I can. Like this one here, we've now got other options. And those other options are actually pretty cool. Right, I can just come back in here and I can tip this out like this. And then when I want to clean stuff up, I just get the other trailer on and just drive straight along in front of it. But I can't do that with the pigs. That one doesn't, it won't gather up like that. So we're going to either need something else for picking up, or we need an alternative method. Now, if I have a look in the cows... Total mixed feed is a fraction off of being full right there. Just about done. I am going to do this a minute. Go to there. Start landscaping. No, I don't want to press tab. I want to press X to put it back to that one. Brush size can go out by 2 like that. And I will spin round... here like this. Right, now the problem that I've got here is that that is too steep. So I've either got to level this out like this, or I've got to really lower it down closer into that silo. So I'm gonna choose leveling out over the other one. That is actually undermining the silo ever so slightly doing that, but not by much. It's only a little bit. And you've got to look pretty closely to see that it's actually been undermined. Just a little tiny bit over on that side. For the most part, it's fine. You can't even tell that it's happened. So I just want to smooth that back over this way like that. There we go. Right, that's perfect. That's all I need to do. That means that then I can drive up through here a little bit more easily, and I can go through there, which is something that I actually want to be able to do. It's a little bit of a tight squeeze in places, but I'd still like to be able to do it. Now, this here, actually thinking... I don't want to block in the bale spike, but I'm going to leave this trailer here for now. That one can be left out there. I don't have to put everything under cover all the time. It's not 100% necessary to put things under cover every time. It's nice to be able to put it under cover, but you don't have to. You can still do just fine without having everything put under cover every single time. It's not like the ultimate be-all and end-all of everything. Now, if I bring you in through this way... I will get to there like that, and we just run along the side like there. I'm going to start loading like this. And that's not working at all. Why aren't you working? You should be working. Now it's working. Is it because I was in too tight, maybe? I'm not really sure why that's not working properly, but it's definitely not. It might be that it doesn't like to pick it up from there. I'm looking at this. Oh no, it's possibly where it's been on it. It's actually quite slow doing that. Well, that genuinely doesn't seem to like the idea of picking that up. I mean, it does do it eventually. But I gotta be honest, it might be just as quick to go around and do it with the, what do you call, the front load. No, I don't want to go that way. I'm gonna have to move that trailer. I keep forgetting it's there. I did actually, the only reason I went up round that side there is because I completely forgot about my plan to go up here and grab a trailer load of silage. So we get a trailer load of silage and put this in the mixed feeder. That will really keep it going then for a good long while. And then once we've done this, we can then get the stock trailer on, and we can start going and buying some pigs. We've got the water supply, that's in, that's done, and when we go to buy pigs, we're also going to be getting a couple of extra trailers, because I got a new and awesome plan for making that work. Making the feeding of the pigs reasonably easy. And this new and awesome plan, it works. It's exactly what I do in the time-lapse series. We have 3 trailers, we hook them all together, and you have the 3 different types of grain on them, and then you just run them in a line straight through. So all we need to be able to do is have an undercover area where we can go and put the trailers. Now, I'm not going to use the really small trailers that I'm using in the time-lapse series. I'm going to use the bigger trailers. I've got one over in the shed over there. I'm going to get 2 more of those, and we're going to hook them together. And then those are the ones that we're going to be using to deal with all of the pig's food. That's all we're going to need to do. So we can... I mean, it's likely that I won't end up bothering with this, because that took longer than I thought to just go through and clean the silage in front of the cows. So what will most likely start to happen is we get the bucket on. We can go and clean the chickens, we can clean the pigs, and then we can clean the cows with the bucket on the telehandler. And then once I've gone around and done all of those, then I hook a trailer on and, well, I get a tractor, I get whatever we want. We run past the chickens and we dump a bit of wheat or barley in for the chickens, and then we swing round and we go through the pigs and we put, the 3 different types of grain in for the pigs, and then we can park those trailers up undercover, and then we go and get the other trailer, which is for the mixed feed, and we go and put the mixed feed in for the cattle. Then once we've done that, we've only got one other thing to go and do, and that is to go and pick up the mixed feed. Well, it's actually the mixed feed wagon that we've got it in, and that's for the straw. And I'm hoping that that one will work on the pig pen, so we can just put the straw in like that. We're not going to have to rely on... Hang on, let me just turn that one off, and then I'm going to unhitch that one and leave it right there. I'm hoping that we don't need to go and get a straw blower to put straw in for the pigs. I'd like to do straw for the pigs so that they produce manure, and I'd like to do slurry from the cows so they don't have any bedding, so that they provide slurry, which... I'll be honest, I don't particularly like that method of doing it. I thought for a minute I was going to have to go to the cows, but I don't. I need to go this way. We're tipping this out for in here, aren't we? I don't particularly like that method of doing it. I don't like the idea of not giving the animals any bedding. I know that quite a lot of systems don't give them any bedding, because... Well, that's about all we've got time for in today's episode, so we're going to go and take a little bit of a break. We need to chill out on the beach, relax, and build up some strength. So while we're doing that, if you've enjoyed the episode, then could you please head down below and give us a like, and if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me, get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.